faced this year?
Yeah, I think they're really well coached. They're really sound in their fundamentals and have great technique, and they play really hard. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us. They're really good at creating turnovers and then capitalizing off those turnovers. So we're going to have to play clean football.
Julian, Brian, I think on Tuesday said that with Julian, who showed up against Texas, is a completely different guy than the guy who's preparing for the Big Ten title game. Where would you see the biggest difference in where you were week 1 to where you are now?
I think just getting more comfortable in the system and just having all those reps under my belt. You can't really teach getting those reps, and so I think it's just about experience and getting those experiences of playing in Big Ten games and having those reps and seeing different coverages and just getting those reps.
Julian, when did you see the team shift from the celebration into the preparation for Indiana? I know that was a big game for you guys, but obviously another goal to accomplish here.
I think as soon as we came in on Sunday, everyone had that look in their eye because we haven't won the Big Ten since 2020, so we know what's at stake here, and we're excited about the opportunity to go play in Indianapolis, and we know what's at stake.
Julian, this is 1 versus 2. Could be the Heisman Trophy up for grabs between you and Mendoza, etc. You're so laid back. On the inside, how revved up do you get? Can you explain you being revved up, what that feels like, looks like?
Yeah, we talk about being even-keeled, but definitely excited for the matchup. I've talked to some coaches in our building and, ones who have coached in this game and, been there, and they talk about the atmosphere being electric and, how fun it's going to be playing in that stadium. So we're excited, but, it's at the end of the day, we are just playing another game.
Have you let yourself even drift into thinking about the Heisman? When you see your name mentioned, do you spend much time on that at all?
No, not really focused on outside noise. We have a job to do and we have a goal to go win the Big Ten, so we're going to focus on that as a team.
Have you come across Mendoza at all or gotten to know him over the years?
I've never met him, no, but he's a great player, and seeing their tape and seeing them on TV, he's a really smart player, great decision maker with the football. So we have a tough challenge.
Ryan was saying how much he thought you sort of grew up during the Michigan game. I think he used an analogy of like a sailor going out to sea and coming home after a journey. How different do you feel after going through that Michigan game and leading your team to victory?
Yeah, I think just battling adversity. We knew adversity was going to come, and it ended up coming on the second play. But just battling adversity, and our motto as an offense is just keep swinging and keep playing, and nothing's going to faze us.
I asked Ryan the other day about having those two guys available, Carnell and Julian, and it seemed like those first 2 plays you kind of said, hey, look who we've got we didn't have last week. I mean, it seemed like it. But can you explain the aura they just bring to the field that you feel?
Yeah, I think their presence definitely felt. First play of the game, we were trying to make a statement. That those guys are back, and their presence is definitely felt, and it's nice having those guys on the outside to make plays.
Julian, what are your thoughts on Brian Hartline? How has he helped you this year? How big loss is that going to be?
Yeah, he's helped me a lot. Just getting better as a quarterback, and seeing things in the pass game. He's done a great job with us, and will continue to do a great job with us throughout the rest of the season. And I'm excited for him because he's getting elevated and taking the next step in his career. So I'm excited about him doing that.
How did the news kind of hit you guys today? When everybody heard, what was that like? Discussion and talking about, hey, coaches, he's got a new job.
Yeah, we heard this morning, and then Coach addressed the team, and people were excited for him. We're happy that he's elevating in his career.
What does it mean to you to have him stick around for the playoff and want to be part of this?
Yeah, it means a lot. He's someone who played here and graduated from here, so we wouldn't expect anything less of him to do that. And we're gonna have him. We're excited to have him for the rest of the playoff.
How much have you seen Bo Jackson just sort of grow up? Everybody's talking about you, going off the sea, coming back a grizzled sailor. How much have you seen Bo Jackson grow up this season? I mean, from a maturity standpoint.
Yeah, I think Bo's just getting better each and every week, and it's exciting to see a true freshman like that just keep getting better and keep growing and keep making plays for our offense, and the sky's the limit for him.
Do you see him being more confident in making a cut that maybe he wouldn't have made 6 or 7 weeks ago instead of just running the play?
Yeah, I think so. I think you see that a lot. You see him making guys miss. You see him talking trash after the play. You see him just having that confidence out there.
Where'd the shush come from? Where'd the shush come from?
Oh, they were just, it was a loud stadium. Went into the big house, and I feel like you know there was a lot of you know, it was a hostile environment.
Would you have shushed in September, or are you growing into something like that?
I think I would have, but you know, I think you definitely gotta keep building confidence.
Talk about the goals you guys have, including this game on Saturday. If you win it, you get a chance to go back to the Rose Bowl. I know you've experienced the Rose Bowl, having gotten to play in one. You know, what would that mean to you to get back there and, you know, play in California and be a starter?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. You know, from California, from you know, I think an hour and 30 from the Rose Bowl, so it'd be awesome. And you know, it's a really prestigious game and historic stadium, so it'd be awesome.
Two more questions. Been an accurate thrower, but to know that you were kind of having the season you're having and are on pace to set the record for the least percentage of the season, what do you attribute that to? Is it just kind of your natural arm talent, getting used to the offense, a combination of everything?
I think it's the team stat. You know, you really need 11 guys on the field to have you know, numbers like that, because you know, it takes everybody. It takes the offensive line up front. You know, they're blocking for a while. You know, we have plays where, you know, I'm scrambling around, you know, running around there, and they're still blocking. And then you know, you need to have receivers and tight ends who go up and make contested catches, and I think we have those definitely. And then you know, running backs have to pass protect and they have to go run routes. So I think it really takes everybody on the offense.
Julian, taking you back in time, how much did your time with Aiden, Jose, the Sandus at Pine Park help with your development, and how tough was Aiden?
Yeah,
was he greater in your competitions?
Yeah, I think you know, my brother, it was awesome to have him growing up, you know, as a mentor, and then someone who I, you know, was competing with every day. And you know, I wanted to you know, I was trying to be better than him, and you know, so it was a lot of fun growing up, you know, going to quarterback workouts with him.
It seems like that time you guys had just working out every morning. He said it, both you guys really grew as quarterbacks during that time.
Yeah, I think, you know, during COVID we didn't have school, so we were just going, you know, in the morning we were going to run, and then we were going to throw pretty much every day, and just, you know, really I think we grew up a lot during that time.
All right, Julian, thank you.
Thank you.
Julian, appreciate it.